Welcome to the Smoking Word. Welcome to the Smoking Word.
What's up? What's up? You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. First of all, welcome to the fucking Smoking Word podcast. And I want to say, I didn't announce this on my last one. I finally did my last one. I took a little break. My last one was my first one back, and it was our 100th episode. So you're our 101.
Cool.
There you go. So, but listen, I've been trying to get you for a second. Like I said, we're going to talk. But what's up with you? How's everything? How's everything on your side?
Things are good. I just pretty chill day. I was at work and now I'm home doing this.
Yeah, working. Yeah. How's that? What do you do for work if you want to tell the people?
I'm a tattooer, so.
Oh, I seen you in some shops, but I wasn't sure if you were working there or just hanging out. So how long you tattooing or you apprenticing or you tattooing?
I'm tattooing, so I'm on year 3.
Nice. How long you doing that?
What's that?
How long you been tattooing for?
I'm on year 3, so.
In total 3. I thought you meant like as a pro. You said I thought like as a pro, as full time. You know what I mean? How long was apprenticing into tattooing?
Yeah, so I did a year apprenticing, and then I've been tattooing like for real, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said for professional. I don't know what you call it for real.
Yeah.
But how did you start that? Did you draw before or like what? Obviously, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been really into art, and then like all of the shit I would get into exposed me to tattoos, and then I was like, I'm gonna try and do that, and it's either gonna happen or I'm gonna die trying to make it happen.
Yeah. And did you know people? Like how did you obviously, you probably started on your friends. That's how we all do. We all guinea pigs. We make our friends our guinea pigs. But I was just saying, who was the first person, I guess, to take you under their wing to put you on? Was it one of your friends or somebody you got worked on?
It was honestly the first person that gave me the opportunity to. And yeah, I'm no longer at the shop I apprenticed at, but it was kind of like 40 minutes outside of the city, so it was kind of a bop.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I just had a little portfolio of drawings and like paintings, and I was just taking them to anyone who would look at them.
Yeah.
And had a lot of fuck off and like I don't know, but yeah, there's one person and she was like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
That's dope. So where's home for you? Like exactly.
Home is in Maryland. I grew up. I've moved around Maryland a lot, but like I grew up in this part of Maryland called Carroll County, and it's like literally like bumblefuck nowhere. Like you're in the sticks almost.
That's not where Brendan from Turnstile's from, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know where that fool stays.
Yeah,
But
he told me he's from same thing. He's from in the sticks. Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, maybe you come from the same part of the same Amish town or whatever, because he comes from like a eensy town.
Sure,
So
possible. I mean, shit, I don't know, but
pretty funny.
yeah. I always hung out in Baltimore though, so like I was like, as soon as I can move out, like I'm moving to Baltimore because I cannot stay out there. There's not shit.
That's usually what happens. The nearest city is usually, where you start venturing off to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where you tattoo. All right, music. First of all, how everybody, I always like everybody, how you fall into this crazy music. Whatever was your first taste of crazy music, what was it always something heavy or I came into it with hip hop, but I had an older brother.
Okay.
So he was into hardcore and black metal at the time was like the extreme shit, you know. Like now there's all that other shit. At the time it was, you know, hardcore and like black metal was the very extreme stuff. So in my bedroom, in one side I had, you know, hip hop and freestyle dance music here, and then over here I had Celtic Frost and Agnostic Front. So
Sure.
yeah.
I mean, like, I'm 23, so I came up on the internet for sure. There's no getting around that.
Oh yeah, but that's
That's
we're on the internet right now. Thank God for that. I'm not one of listen, I'm not one of those motherfuckers.
true.
You
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I would just like find shit and like I feel like I got put on to hardcore through like things that were like adjacent. Like my earliest like memories of like louder music, I guess,
Yeah.
was Title Fight and like Gorilla Biscuits. And then I was like, I gotta find other shit that's like this. And like those are two totally different bands, but they I don't know, somehow kind of brought me there. And I remember being like 15, 16, like seeing like FYA flyers and like this is hardcore. And then I would just like I'd be like, okay, what is this? Like what is Marauder? Like what is 100 Demons? And then I don't know.
Let me just tell you this because you guys are a throwback, and even hearing you talk, what do you call it? It justifies what I thought about you guys in the best way because you guys reminded me of my era, and I'm not one of these old guys. Well, no, I was a guy because I hated those dudes, and I didn't come up in 1980 with the Mohawk guys. That wasn't me either. I came up later, which is now considered older, but I'm not. You know, it's a different generation. But the average age when we found this type of music was 15. You know, and for a while they got a little bit older. You know,
Sure.
which it's whatever. It is what it is. But it's crazy that you fell into Gorilla Biscuits because you fell into like the real shit.
Dude,
You-
I love that like all of the like youth crewy type
yeah.
of shit. Like, it got to a point where I was like looking for artwork that looked like that
Yeah.
and then out like
But that's what I mean. Like, this is what's crazy because in my day, you know, I'm sounding like that fucking guy that I swore I never was. But the fact is, what and it comes out in your whole thing, which I'll get into that maybe even notice you guys as a band was from the artwork to how you laid it out to the sound. I was like, yo, this reminds me of like, this is the shit I know. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't Mohawk hardcore, but you hear a punk influence. You hear it's not metal, but it's
it's
mean
so
as fuck. You know what I mean? It's still heavy in its own way. And the way you finding it, even though you found it on the internet, you found it the same way. Like, okay, it fell into your lap. Now you said, now I gotta go look for this shit. Same
yeah.
thing, you know, because the artwork. That's the same way we did with albums. We would
Yeah.
see artwork and be like, this shit is cool. Who else? Let's look.
Right. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and did you what was the heavy music before that? Was there any heavy music before listen, Gorilla Biscuits? I mean, it's not heavy, but that's real hardcore underground. Like that's not like all right, like Bad Brains. Everybody knows Bad Brains.
Sure.
You know, Black Flag. Everybody knows Black Flag and Dead Kennedys. So no Gorilla Biscuits, you got to be in that shit. You know what I mean? So it's a you even if it just randomly fell in your lap, you know you got a gem. Let's just say.
I don't even like I just feel like it was like something where like I was scrolling and then I saw it and then like I don't
Gotcha.
I'm like I gotta know what this is. Like I want
Yeah.
yeah, there was like a lot of youth crew shit. Like the heavier stuff was probably like All Out War, like
But that's crazy. You see, but that's what I mean. That's real hard. Like you were never into like Metallica, Limp Bizkit, a Corn, or I'm, you know.
oh
Listen, I'm not again. I don't hate. I toured with them, but I get it. But I'm just saying because of a lot of people, especially, I don't give a fuck if it's the 1980 era. A lot of these old school dudes try to act like they were born in CBGBs when they all full of shit. They all came up on something. And it wasn't always heavy metal. It might be some type of underground, you know, if it's rockabilly or new wave, something gritty. So
yeah.
and a lot of times it usually would come from like something, you know, a Metallica or something. That's why I was assuming that you're like, no, I got into it from Gorilla Biscuits. That's like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
a good thing.
I feel like the like Metallica, like Korn, whatever. Like I feel like those are like, and this is no disrespect, but like oh my dad put me onto that.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, now listen. It's funny you fuck that. Say whatever the fuck you want to say with disrespect. Who gives a fuck? Because if the guys in my generation, listen, I just saw the thing recently. It's funny you say that shit. I saw a thing where one of these memes or whatever you call it, and there was like something about Slipknot saying, "Yo, this is dadcore now," and I was like, "Wow, I remember when Slipknot was new."
Oh shit!
So, and you know why I don't hate? Because I'm a dad. And I mean, it's all good, you know. But yeah, I get it. But I don't know. I'm just used to in general. If it ain't that bad, I'm just used to people coming into from something else. It seems like, you know, you got thrown right into the trenches, which is pretty bugged out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no, that's cool shit. And then how was it for you? All right, you come from a small town. How you find now? You got to find the other fucking misfits and the other fucking psycho people. You know,
Yeah.
now how do you go about it? Because again, I'm curious about your generation. You know, like I said, again, it's very similar mentality, but now, like you said, you finding things through the internet. Now, how do you find the like-minded people now? You're from this small town. What do you
Yeah.
do?
So, like I said, like I always hung out in Baltimore, so like I would I don't know, just do shit in the city. Like I had a lot of friends that would skateboard, like
Yeah.
people just like artistically inclined people, the tattoo shops were there, like all of that shit.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I found out about shows and places to go to shows through going to this record store, which is so funny because I like don't go there anymore because I found out about an even better record store, like more like punk oriented.
Yeah.
But I would go to this record store called Soundgarden, and there were like always like flyers like everywhere. And I don't know, I just started like noticing like, okay, this venue is here, this venue is like on this corner, da da da. And then it got to a point where like I was like, and this is like so bad to say if my mom ever listens, but like I would be like on Facebook like, yo, who's going to this gig and can give me a ride?
Yeah.
Like getting rides from people that I like barely knew, but then I made friends and like
Yeah.
it worked out. Thankfully, no one like kidnapped me.
Yeah. You know, there's always been creeps, but yeah, there was a time where you know exactly. Not everybody was a creep in that way. You could meet people like that would actually just want to drive to shows and shit. No, for sure. I mean that's cool because it's there's thank God for major cities and ghettos because that's usually where the shows are. You know
It's
what I mean? It's
true.
usually in the hood, and then now what are you doing first? All right, now why sing? Did you play an instrument even before that, or did you like, or you just they said let's get the crazy tattoo girl to sing for this band? You had to do something, or you were just angry enough to be like, yo, I want motherfuckers to listen to me right now.
No, I mean, yes, always been. But no, J-Bomb just like kind of happened like almost like as an accident. Like we're a pandemic band, okay? So there's
I,
no
uh,
shows on for like no live music, nothing for like over a year. And I was living with Harper, who plays guitar at the time, and like, dude, we were so bored. Like we were like bored to a point of like it was like every other day like someone in my friend group would be like, damn, another day with no shows, I'm about to kill myself. Like, like
yeah.
even do with ourselves now. And we're like, let's at least write music because like, you know, it's part of the experience, like hearing music loud as fuck. Maybe you're not seeing someone perform, but it's close enough.
Hell yeah, for sure.
We we just like hit up a bunch of people that might be interested, and we're like, hey, like there's a space that we could like rent out. Would you want to chip in? And we can like, you know, you can put your gear there, we can practice music, you know, whatever,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
play, like do your thing. And the first like four people that were immediately down were what Jive Bomb is. And like we had other homies too that were interested, but they weren't like that serious. So we are like, fuck it, like let's write music since you know we're all here. And yeah, that's kind of
Eh,
how it happened.
yeah, that's how. That's look. That's a lot. First of all, I just want to say you kind of coined a term. Me and Busky on our show, we were calling a lot of the new bands, like you said, where you said our pandemic bands. We were like the post pandemic. We're just is the pandemic bands because that's an official era now in the history of this
Yeah.
shit. You know, if people like it or not, it is, and there's no reason not to. Just it is what it is. You know, a time, a world, a global event happened, and during this time, you know, not only the world changed, but also you know the scene, a whole new scene was born, like a whole new one. You know,
And
which
like
is
everyone else that plays in Jive Bomb, like they've all played in bands before, but like I don't know, it's crazy because like and it's all love for all of them, but none of their other bands like really did anything.
yeah.
When we were writing music, we were like, we don't know if you know live. We don't know when live music's gonna be a thing again. Like maybe we'll play a show. Like maybe
Yeah.
open up for our friends' shows, whatever. But we did not expect it to go anywhere. So it's crazy what a pandemic band will do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I see it as the good thing that came out of it was a lot of the new bands, the bands like you guys, and a lot of the new bands because the shit was getting stale, and and it's just it is what it is, and the problem was there was no new energy in these cities, so they weren't starting off new bunch of bands. Right now, there's a whole fucking bunch of bands. They don't
Yeah.
need you know, look at right now that for some reason and it bothers me because some people make it like a new school old school thing when I was like yo right now the spotlight is on the underground music which never been like to this degree where
Yeah,
instead of motherfuckers making more shade they should enjoy the light but they don't see it that way, you know.
that's
I'm
right.
like and they forget that a lot of this new energy is bringing the spotlight is you know what I mean it is reigniting the light for some of these people like you know again there's a lot of hate. There's always hate with new bands and I always had a fuck you towards them because we were hated on when we came out, you know. All the old school guys had everything to say about us,
That's
you know.
so that's so crazy. Like
Oh,
hearing
they talk so much shit. They used to call us hip hop hardcore. They used to tell us why you name your records that. It sounds so rap. Nobody's gonna get it. We used to hear and we were like, yo, we're not a rap core band. We're influenced, but none of the songs we weren't like rapping or nothing. And then people forget it. But you know, we used to say, fuck you guys. And we did what we wanted, and that's what we always did. You
yeah.
know, those motherfuckers still where they're, you know, they put one record out, I got 9. So you know, exactly. But it's funny because I'm like, you know, we were hated on, but I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, we show love. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, you know, that's what I think a lot of these old people just need to feel the okay, we know it, you know, thank you. You
Yeah.
know, that's what they need, you know. And the young bucks sometimes should do it, but that's what sometimes some of these motherfuckers need a little bit too much of it, a little coddling, you know what I mean?
Like what I found too is like a lot of people, a lot of like o- older people in bands want to sun a younger band so bad, like so bad, almost as if like if if they do well, it's like yeah, that was because
Yeah, I
it's
hear you. I'm
it,
glad you're saying that. No, say keep going, keep going.
like that's fine, but then it's like it's also possible to like it could go either way, and it's like I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, you are 1,000, and this is why I want you to say it because I'm glad you're saying it without holding back because it's what I was curious about. Like what, and a lot of people are, but other people, and I understand it because I that's a lot of it is that what you're saying, but not all of it. Not
Yeah.
all of it. Some of it is some people just saying like want to be acknowledged. Not always in just a oh I need attention, but more like hey yo I like what you're doing. At least be like oh salute, you know, like to
Yeah.
the old guard kind of shit. But I agree, a lot of these old bands they almost want you to acknowledge them so they could feel like they had something to do with you know you coming up, your success or something. Like yeah, there's a lot of that for sure, you know. But yeah, you can't, you know, I learned throughout the years you're always gonna get haters, but if you got haters, that means that you know you noticed, you're making noise, you know. So eh,
Right.
so that's good. And the name Jive Bomb. So first of all, let me just tell you. So you know, I do another show and then we always covering new bands. So I run in and I'm like, oh shit, who's this? Because I noticed the lettering and I said, oh shit, I haven't seen like that's like, you know, again, a throwback to me, like or what I'm used to, the hardcore I'm used to. And I'm like, oh shit, let me check it out. And then I'm listening. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is dope. I go, damn. I go, they still bands like this? And then I found, you know, a lot more. I started digging up and start seeing the variety that was out, you know, whatever. And then I kept saying, oh shit. And then connecting the dots to everybody. And then I saw who you were signed to and all that. And I was like, all right, small world.
Yeah.
And again, I'm glad that there's more girl power back in the scene because let me tell you, in hardcore music, there was always the female presence, and then it got lost.
Yeah.
Right? It got lost for some reason, and it's back now. And why I'm glad the way it's back now. What people like how you're talking now, and all the other people say, you're not on some timid shit. You know what I mean? Which it shouldn't be. You know, that's the whole point why we do this crazy music, so we could fucking say what we want to say. And and that's what I like about now about the girl power action now. What I like about now is that it seems like they seem more aggressive, but they're back to also being cool. We're like, yo, if I want to rock a dress, I can rock a dress.
Yeah.
That shit got extinct and got lost in the sauce for many years. And I'm glad it's back, God damn it.
Awesome.
No, but on the real, it was a thing, which I never understood. Like, you know, look at if you want, you could dress how you want to dress. It doesn't matter. But it became a thing like, oh, I can't dress feminine because I'm doing this thing. It's like, no, you dress however the fuck you want to dress.
Yeah.
You know, it's your mood. You know how you dress. And if you feel like I'm like, wait a minute. So you tell me back in the day, these punk rock dudes could wear lipstick, but now if this girl wants to wear some lipstick, you're going to talk shit on her? I'm like, lipstick for everybody.
Right. Eyeliner. Do it all up.
You know, if that's what you want to do. But I mean, like, okay, so coming up as a girl in this generation, now, I'll say this, definitely this generation is definitely more open than mine was. And mine was more open than the generation, you know, so on. But I still know as being a girl, being a minority, you still deal with shit.
Yeah.
What are the, how you deal with it? Like what are the things today? Because to me, it's a different world today. You know, it's a little, in my eyes, it's more accepting. Sure. But I want to know how accepting it is from your eyes, because I want to know how much have you encountered a lot of pushback from even dudes, you know, being like, oh, you're a fucking girl, you're trying to sing for a band, who the fuck are you? You know, all that type of shit.
I feel like there's always gonna be that shit, like no matter what, there's always gonna be like, oh, like women shouldn't be doing this, but like that goes for everything. Like even tattooing, like people try and diminish like anything you do solely because like you're a chick, and it's like, no, I could just be doing the damn thing, and that's okay. And it's like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like there's definitely a lot of like hoops to jump through that I didn't expect, but at the same time, like for every like not well received comment or like attitude from someone, there's like twice as many on like the plus side.
Yeah.
So it's just, I guess, like learning how to navigate that. I'm still figuring it out. Like sometimes, damn, yo, it's the same dude on every JiveBomb video, literally the same dude commenting, nah, music's cool, but there shouldn't be a chick fronting this. sorry. I'm like, then why are you watching? Go somewhere, go do something. But
I know.
then,
You know what sucks? That us being what we do, no matter how much we say, we could get 1,000 likes. The minute one person says something bad, it kind of hurts sometimes. Not that it kills you, but
yeah,
sometimes it pinches. I listen to this day. People been talking shit on us from day one. Oh, forget about it. We've heard everything, and that's all cool in the gang. But I remember Stigma. One day I was really pissed off. I was in his house, like at the time it was Metal Maniacs, and to get any type of play in that magazine back then was like a big deal. And
sure.
they literally wrote a review on us, something like this, one chord music, and it sounds like the singer gargles with a liquid Drano. It was
Oh,
actually pretty funny. It was pretty great. But I remember I got really bent. Like I was fucking pissed. And I
yeah,
remember Stigma was like making coffee. He's not even budging. I'm saying all this shit. I want him to get worked up. And he's like, did they spell the name right? And I'm
yeah,
like, yo, but ain't you making? They don't give a fuck. Did they spell the name right? We're in that magazine. And it's
yeah,
like, true, who listens to these fucking people? No, but if you listen to a comment,
yeah.
when you're searching for a band, you know what? Don't listen to the band.
And also, like, at the same time, too, it's like someone still had to, like, check your shit out in order to develop a shit opinion. And it's like, why are you, like, I'm trying to look at it as, like, well, why are we putting music out if we don't want people to listen to
Yeah,
it? You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
Like, you thought it sucked. Thank you for listening. Like, you literally went out of your way to listen and then leave I don't know, say whatever the fuck you want about it. And it's like, we could have just not put anything out and then no one would have any opinion. And then, I
Yeah,
don't know.
then they would have nothing to talk about and they would not be noticed. Because you know how they'll get noticed is going on your board, on your picture, to comment on your pic. Yeah, that's how this works. Once you realize that, you're like, wow, these people really need a little bit of a pat on the back, like some of the old people, Yeah, you got, we need it's like old folk, like old people home fucking etiquette. Some of these people need, like,
Yeah, right, buddy.
yeah, exactly. A lot of that, a lot of coddling. And now, and then, so the name of the band, who came up with it, and how did that come up? Because when I Googled it, right, I seen a jazz band and I said, or something like a jazz orchestra, right? Which
Yeah.
pretty bugged me out because I was like, that's bugged out name for a jazz band. Also, I was like,
Yeah, no, that's for real though. So there's it's like a doo-wop, like jazz kind of R&B group called the Jive Bombers. They're from New York, I think, and I don't know, they're just they're good as hell. And I was listening to them a lot over the pandemic and like collecting their records, and that was just like one name I came up with, and it was the one everyone liked, and we just went with it. And we actually, on the demo, we use a sample from one of their songs, like in the beginning.
that's heard. That's in the beginning of. Oh, so that's what it is. You had the old school shit in the beginning of that one track. Yeah, that's what it was. That was the Jive Bombers. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I see. That was from the one you did a couple, like 2 years ago, right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I just heard that not too long ago. That's what I was saying. They had the old school shit. I was bugged out. I was gonna ask you, oh, what made you pick that? But now you kind of
Yeah.
connected the dots with that
All,
shit.
all of their songs are so good. Like, you can only, I think, listen to them on like YouTube. Like, they're not on streaming,
Yeah.
but
I,
and it's so good. Like, their singer's voice is so beautiful, and I was just like, man, I don't know. I was feeling it, and I was like, that could be a cool name, like just Jive Bomb, not the
yeah.
Jive Bombers. Obviously, that's their name, but
Yeah. No, definitely. I saw it because again, it's a name that stuck out, and again, it sounds like a Northeast hardcore band, like where you're from. You know what I mean? Again, it got lost, like a lot of the visuals, also like the aesthetics from the way the flyers, also the way even the new generation is back. It's a throwback in a way with a new twist, but it's more to what I'm used to. As much as I like I wasn't into the super punk part of hardcore. I like some of it, but I like the crossover shit. But I never was into the metal, whole long hair and the fucking makeup and the devil shit. But I always liked heavy aesthetics and all that shit. So it's a weird mix. So it's weird. And then but what I like about you guys, you had the graffiti, and then when I said, oh shit, the name, it doesn't sound like dark. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like everything was very like, look at Knock Loose is dope, heavy and whatever, but everything was kind of on that tip for a while, like very metallic,
yeah,
very end of the world. Like a shout out to Code Orange, but the
true.
end of the world, demolition, robots taking over kind of shit. And I'm kind of like, I want, drink a beer, smoke a spliff in
Yeah,
the corner kind of thing. I don't know about all that. Right now, I just want to, exactly. But again, the aesthetics were right. What made you did you notice when you guys were coming out that there was there a lot of bands like what you guys are doing? Not that sonically the same, not that the bands sound like you guys, but everything seemed more metallic for a while. Not till I found a lot of the newer bands like you guys. I noticed, oh, there's a whole, another thing.
sure.
When you were putting the band together, was there still a lot of the heavy knock loose style music around you, or that wasn't around you at that time?
That wasn't around. I don't know. That's just kind of like a whole different world. Like I
Yeah,
can,
that to me it is too. Yeah.
yeah, like our world here is very like punk centered for sure. Like I would even say like a couple steps removed from hardcore and like just more punk leaning.
Yeah.
So um but I don't know. I don't know what influenced us like in the writing process. We were just kind of like what sounds good and then did it. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah, because you guys got a punk thing, but it ain't. Like it is, but it ain't. And it ain't no metal, but
yeah,
there's because what I like about it, there's a lot of the strumming through stuff that the riffs that push forward.
yeah.
It's just a wall of sounds. That's because I like writing like that way. It pushes. You're pushing the guitars through, and you guys have a lot of that, which is really cool shit. And again, everything else is really and other types of music. And
Yeah.
now bands like you guys and everybody, a lot of the West Coast. What I'm glad also is we got from the now generation. You guys are our East Coast. You know what I mean? The West, shout out to Scout, shout out to Gulch if they're not even around, but all the bands out West, but we need our youth from the
Yo.
East Coast to represent too. Shout out to fucking Mime Force and everybody, but they're not the youth, but you know what I mean? Like, so it was good. No, but I like how, it seems like the coasts are even on the same page. Like the worlds are connecting the dots. Everybody's connecting the dots now. Like it seems around
Yeah.
the states.
It's that way.
Yeah. And what's up with the band? So you guys, you get together where you recorded your first. You had a demo out first, right? That you put out, and then where did you record that at?
We recorded it with same guy who recorded the EP as well. His name's Matt Renbo. Fucking icon, love that man. First time the demo was he has like an in-house studio in his basement. Very fucking cool. It's like the whole basement is the space.
Yeah.
And then he also I guess like I don't know, he does like half and half, I guess. And for the EP, we recorded at the studio in Baltimore, Magpie Cage, and that was like a more like professional, I guess,
Yeah.
kind of deal. But yeah, both times were with him, and yeah, fucking cool dude.
And all right, so singing. So now, what makes you say? You just said I'm a fucking sing,
I
or
I feel like I've been going to shows so long that it's always been like in the back of my mind, like it would be cool to be in a band.
yeah,
And I didn't know how to play any instruments. So I was like, it would be cool to front a band because that's the only thing I could do. And like the opportunity came and like we did it. And it's funny because now like I've had so much fun like fronting Jive Bomb, and I didn't know that I would have as much fun as I do, but it's so much fucking fun that I'm like, damn, like I want to be more involved now. So
That's good.
bass, and now I'm playing bass in a new band, but we don't have music out yet, but we're playing our first show in March, and I'm really nervous, but I'm really excited.
Good. And with the singing, how were you the first time having to sing? Were you nervous with that?
I yes and no, like I was nervous, but I was like very antsy to do it, and like I'm very like close with everyone in the band, so I wasn't like shy. I was just more like, damn, like what's this gonna sound
Yeah,
like?
I know. I hate hearing myself. That's the
Yeah,
fucking thing. It's weird, right? Hearing yourself.
it's so weird. It's funny because I was the other day I was like going through my videos on my phone and like deleting shit because I storage, and I found like old videos of us practicing, and like I would literally just set my phone down and like hit record, and I was like, damn, I sound crazy, so bad.
and
But I think I
and
figured.
yeah, and how are you in the studio? Is it like for some people like um some people are like being in the studio, like as far as I mean vocally, like is it easy for you, or is it hard on your throat or hard on you singing? Because for some people, even that done it a while, sometimes the studios just is not their thing, and some people thrive in the studio, you know.
Yeah, I like it now. The when we recorded the demo, like I had no idea what to expect, and like everyone else like has recorded music before, so in my head I was like, damn, I'm gonna embarrass myself. Like they all know like what the deal is. I have no fucking clue, and uh like part of the reason why like I hype Matt up so much is because like he, first of all, he's a sweetheart. He is like really good at what he does, and he like made me feel so comfortable. Like I was like, listen, I don't really know what I'm doing, and he's like, it's okay, like, I'll talk to you through the headphones, like,
Yeah,
and like
that's
kind
good.
of to it, and like made me feel comfortable. And that played like a huge role in me enjoying recording now. So like when we recorded the EP, I was like, let's fucking go. Like I
Yeah,
was,
yeah. And you were green in the first time. That's what happens. You kind of learn now, okay, I could do this. You know, you're
yeah,
not overthinking some things. That's what happens. Like it took me albums, not even just what I say, it took me albums before I got into, taking, kind of, handling a lot of the music stuff. But to learn the studio shit was at first, I'm used to being in a jam in a room and being like, all right, let's jam on. So, wow, this sounds hard. Let's go. Then when you start recording, now it's a whole different ball game.
recording like your instruments is probably a whole other
Yeah.
whole other,
You
um
like recording?
I mean, I don't dislike it. Like I'm able to record, but like I said, like if I whenever the time comes and I record bass for this other band, like I'm probably gonna shit myself. Like I don't know, because it has to be like near perfect. I guess it doesn't have to,
Yeah,
but
no, it doesn't. Let me just tell you. Listen, I use these two freaking sausages for 9 albums. You'll be fine. Listen.
I,
You know what and now let me and then first show, what was it besides little shows with your friends? What was your first, let's say, show opening for somebody? Was because I mean a lot of times when I came up was first you start playing kind of shows for your friends, you're playing it becomes like maybe a garage and then maybe a space, then okay, now we're gonna open for somebody, you know what I mean?
it's so funny you ask that. It's everyone says I've had it so easy. So, like I will not hear the end of it. Our first show ever, fucking crazy, like insane reaction. No one was expecting it. Just crazy. I was like, damn, this band shit kind of easy. So, second show we play, we're opening for Sheer Tear, Next Step Up, fucking, I like
Yeah, yeah.
Next Step Up. I was like, our second show, like
Yeah.
they're some other. It was a tour package, but like that was all I remembered because I was like, "Yo, we're playing with."
Yeah, no, that's
the
good.
big-
But yeah, but like people say you got it easy. It's like, what you want motherfuckers to do? You went for shows. You got shows. You still got to play them, and you still got to come off.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, true.
that's what I tell people. I'm like, yeah, you could give me a show in front of Metallica. Doesn't mean they're not gonna freaking boo me off. Doesn't mean they're gonna like me. Doesn't mean
Oh,
that how
yeah.
that goes.
That's the funny thing is, yeah, like I was hyped as fuck to play that show. It sucked terrible. There was like literally no one there when we played. But I was like, I don't care, dude. We're playing with my favorite band. Like, let's
Yeah.
so
And that's how our world, the underground world, is like that. This is the way we used to say that a lot. Like, you have you been overseas yet?
Mm-mm.
No, well, you guys will be, and you start doing that festival shit, and then you learn. You're like, okay, we do these little shitty shows sometimes like that for fucking 2 people, so we're able to play in front of 20,000 people over there. So you got to kind of like justify it. Trust me, that there's a lot of those.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of like stinkers.
Yeah. But you know what? I blame the people. Fuck them. It's the people's fault. It ain't our fault. We show up, right?
Yeah.
Fuck them. And what was what's the furthest you've made it state-wise? California?
I want to say Texas was the furthest, maybe.
You haven't made it to Cali yet?
No, but that's like
that's
like in the works because like we did like the Texas dates with Scal and like great people, like we all got along so quickly, and Malachi was like, yeah, if you guys ever need help booking shows, like, in the Bay Area, I got you. And then like I have some homies in like the LA area, so it's just a matter of time. But I feel like we gotta hit everywhere before there for sense. But like that, I'm hyped. I want to go so bad.
And I'm saying this right now: no more Cats singers. We can't have no more. There's only 2. That's it. We're putting the cap on the Cats.
That's fair. I think wrong too.
You know why? We got West Coast Cat, East Coast Cat. That's it. Listen, everybody. Hey, you can have a couple of dogs, but no more cats out there.
Yeah.
But no, the band's great too. I had her on the show a while ago too. Same thing. Like again, the same thing that the style of music was catching me off guard. Because again, everything was so. And I'm the metal guy in our band. I like the metal shit. But I was like, man, everything is going back to like when I came up. Everything was still a mix of, you had some metallic shit, but then also the stuff more connected to the punk rock roots. And I loved it, everything, a little bit of everything. And I think I like it more now with the energy coming from all the new wave than I did back then. Like, sure. I think it's done more with an energy I'm familiar with.
Yeah. It given like everything that's going on in the world, I feel like it's more genuine. Like,
yeah, for sure. Oh, I still can't believe you guys didn't make it out west yet. Oh, next year.
Hey, yo.
Oh, this year, I guess. Next year.
It's still our first year as a band.
I know. That's crazy too. That's crazy. And all right, so how now you play a couple of shows. How you get signed? How does it come up? Are you passing stuff around? How does the opportunity come for you to put out a record?
Like with Flat Spot?
Yeah.
So Che went to our first show, and
all right,
he saw it. Like literally, like I don't mean to like brag, but like
fuck that brag, talk that shit.
Crazy first show. Like it was like nearly sold out, I think, and just packed. Everyone's moving, like everyone's just fucking hyped. I think partially it was because it was like one of the first shows back, but also like, I don't know, a bunch of homies were there. Che came out. He was like, man, that shit was crazy. We're like, yeah. And he's like, you guys want to play the fest? We're like, yeah, fuck yeah. And he showed me the lineup for Disturbing the Peace. And we're like, abso-fucking-lutely. And I think they just like kind of like kept their eye on us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then like Disturbing the Peace came around. I think we had already written some new songs. We did. We've been playing a bunch. We've been playing 2 of the songs off the EP live for like a minute, and they're like, "Yeah, do you guys want to put an EP out?" And then we did it.
Yeah, no, that was good because when I saw that, I kept saying, I was like, "Oh shit!" And then again, I was seeing like a lot of my boys are running. You know, I know a lot of these guys running these labels, and I wasn't keeping up with who they were, who was
Sure.
under what label, till I started saying, "Who's this band?" And they're like, "Oh, this band's with Ricky. This band's with this band." I'm like, "Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here!" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess Flat Spot's bumping now, you know, because every band I would say, they're like, "Oh, you know, that's Flat Spot, that's Triple B,
Yeah.
that's this, the same," you
That's
know.
hot right now.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's dope. And I was also wondering because I was curious how people, you know, how if again, like I people still go to shows and they say, "Hey, I want to sign you." I wasn't sure if you got approached like online, like they saw you online first.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious.
So Che knows our drummer Mace, and like they could like kind of go back, and he
Mm,
was, I heard Mace was in a new band, so I came out to see it, and then
gotcha.
damn, that was crazy. Like literally, it was just like, damn, that was crazy. Like,
Yeah. I just saw you guys played. Was that your first record release or something you just played recently, right? What was
yeah,
that? Tell me that. That looked like it was a fucking crazy show.
that was crazy. So that was like the EP release for the EP we just put out. That was fucking crazy. Let me tell you, like I I had 2 dreams about that show. Cause like the EP came out in September, and then like we had this like ideal lineup that we wanted to play the release show, and like most of it kind of fell through. We knew we wanted Tossed Aside to play, we wanted Brat to play, but we just like, I don't know, it just seemed like shit was falling apart, and then like the date didn't line up with the venue, and like I was stressed. I was like, guys, should we even fucking do, like, it's just an EP. Like, should we even do this?
Yeah.
And my mom was supposed to come. She got COVID, so she didn't go, but she was supposed to come. And I was so stressed about that because she has never been to like, she's never been to anything like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
she'll see like Elton John, you know what I mean? And like, but nothing even remotely close to like punk music. And so I was like, damn, like, are you sure? Like, but I was just like I wanted her to come, but I was like stressing out about it. Like she's this like 4'8" like Brazilian woman. Like she doesn't know what's going on. And like
She's like, porra, get me out of here. That's what she's
yeah,
saying.
yeah. And so I had 2 dreams on separate occasions, nightmares really, that it's the night of the release show. We get on stage and I look out into the crowd, and there's like a mezzanine area where you can sit, like watch
Yeah.
the stage, and like my mom was up there, and then I look out into the crowd and there's 3 people, and I start sobbing, like I start crying. Then I turn around and I'm like, guys, we can just go home, like I don't want to do this.
Oh yeah.
Dude. And then the night came and it fucking sold out. Like it was so crazy. Like everyone was feeling every minute of the show. Like every band that played, like I was like all the other bands that played, like I was like in the very back, like by the bar, like videotaping with my phone. I was like, I feel like so proud, ear to ear. Like it was so good.
It looked good. I saw I saw some videos from it, and it was packed and everybody was going off. And I was like, man, that's good that you guys, like, right now, this is the secret now. It ain't so much a secret now. It's like you just don't stop. You can't
Yeah.
stop now, you know. That's the problem with a lot of bands. They try to keep, you know, you got momentum, and they keep trying to, you know, ride a momentum. I was like, well, you got to keep feeding that fire with music and playing and whatever. That's the thing. Like, you know, some people get a big ball of fire started quick, but then they don't keep feeding it. And
Yeah.
that's the problem. And then there's other bands, they start a little fire, they keep feeding it and feeding it. It's the whole thing is, they always tell me, what you tell the new bands? Yo, just don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
Yo.
Don't stop.
We don't plan to. Like our bassist Ethan, he bought a van so that we could just keep and he's a psychopath because like he has started like 5 other bands. There's something wrong with him, but he bought a van and was like, we're gonna tour, his other band's gonna tour, like we're just keep it going.
Let me tell you, it's in that Baltimore, Maryland water, because the same thing with Trapped Under Ice, that whole squad, there's 10 of them and they play in 20 different bands with each other.
Yo.
Like they always did that, and I always gave them props. And they always, if anything, I always told them, because I got other projects that I'm doing, you know, other types of music and stuff. They were one of the bands that made me, because I did Madball for so many years, and I had my fighter mentality. That's all I got to do is I got to take people's heads off with this shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, when I could take your head off, but I also could do this on the side. I never saw it that way. I had a one-track mind, and I would see them, you know, they have this band and that band, you know, 20 different bands, and not even second think it.
Yeah.
And then we'd be on tour with us. And I'm like, why am I overthinking? They're not, you know, and then look at, you know, fast forward, they grind and they did great with all their bands. And, you know, it's good to be able to play with people that want to play music.
Yeah. Like
it's hard.
You have to have that, like, I mean, it's passion. Like you have to have that desire. Otherwise. Yeah,
for sure. And you say your mother's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because, but there you go. So Brazil got a history with heavy music. Let me just tell you that. Yeah, I've been going to Brazil for many years, but Brazil, yeah. Oh, if you kidding me, Brazil, you guys if they find out, first of all, you got to keep telling people you're Brazilian, because the minute Brazil knows that you're from Brazil, you guys will be like national heroes.
Yo, some people know. I've read.
You gotta let them know. Listen, Brazil, because a lot of Brazil. Listen, Brazil. There you go. Listen, we've been going to Brazil for years. The punk and hardcore scene's been there forever.
Yeah,
we've been going there forever, and that's our second home for sure.
My bucket list is like I have no idea. Like I've gone to Brazil so many times, because literally all of my family is there. But like I haven't gone since being an adult. I'm dying to go to like a show there, like just to like how they do shit there.
What part of Brazil?
Rio.
That's my spot. You kidding me? Listen. Let me just tell you about Rio.
Yo, what are you doing in Rio?
Listen, I tell you know what? We'll talk another time about what happens in Rio stays in Rio. But we went to Rio many years ago. Let me tell you, hardcore, and not just metal. Metal's big everywhere. So it's the hardcore and punk shit. There's nuts. It's really a second home, and it's the real shit. And I bugged out how much it lived there. When I went there, I couldn't believe it. There was like, you know, even hardcore music, like it was deep then. And I want to say we went maybe, I don't know, 98, maybe, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. But it was already driving there in Argentina. Oh, yeah. You guys, you'll make it to Brazil with the band, guaranteed.
Yo, when we do, we are going to be living, because my grandma, she goes crazy. She's like, she lives by the beach, and she wakes up at like, she wakes up early, is cooking dinner at like noon. Like this shit's gotta
feijoada, of course. She needs to have those, of course.
Yes, bro. Feijoada, it's gotta start early.
Hell yeah, gotta simmer.
She's got a 6-pack of beer and her cigarettes, and she's cooked for the day.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, my band is gonna love kicking it.
Oh hell yeah! I tell people it's funny. If I was rich, I would have been a millionaire, because going to Brazil early on. So I trained on and off with jiu-jitsu. So I always loved the sport, and obviously, you know, Brazil's the home of a lot of jiu-jitsu. So early on, before it blew up here, I would go there and go to the schools and read the magazines. But so the guys would take me. A lot of the guys that were hardcore guys, they were black belts, so they would be like, also, and friends of mine, yo, let's go eat. acai bowls, and that they didn't have that in America yet. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow. And they're like, this is for energy. It's from the Amazon, a berry. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
this magic fruit. If it went to America, I go, oh, they would love it. I go, the white people in America would love this. They would eat it up. Surprise. Now
Yep.
look at Caucasians of America, you're welcome. I subliminally just fucking brought that to fucking America. But no, Brazil early on, we went to, and a lot of the surfer guys love punk, you know, the Rio people, a lot of Rio crew. Crazy. Yeah, you're gonna have a blast out there for sure. You'll be out there this year.
Hey, manifest it.
Yeah, now believe it, because they're gonna catch wind right now. Forget it. Brazil, you already know. Get them on. And what's right now? Any plans? Like anything? I know you guys are getting some offers. Anything worthwhile that you guys are like?
Not that I can. I mean, we have a couple things planned for like the next few months. Right now we're gonna leave in a couple days. To go on tour with Brat and this band called Fraud.
Yeah.
Great bands. Brat is also from here. And
I seen Brat. I seen that. Yeah, for sure. I've never heard of the other band, but the Brat. Yeah, I seen Brat. Cool name too.
Half of Jive-Bomb. So
all right.
Yeah, we're like, hey, we can make some room. And,
yeah.
Fraud's really fucking good. They're like too good almost. I'm like,
yeah.
on tour with y'all, but
yeah.
And then yeah, so we leave I think Thursday for that, and then we've got some stuff next month, and then I think March. I don't know. I'm kind of the worst with that shit. I just show up. I'm like, yeah, we're leaving.
Singer. Yeah, singers. It's called the singer. we all know who you guys are in the band. And what do you call it? What's the word with Europe? Any word with Europe?
We had some Europe plans, but it was kind of a whole thing. Part of it is that half of the band does not have their passports.
Come on, band, let's get it together. Come on. It's 2023. Am I gonna have to go take you guys to the passport consulate myself?
For real. Listen, I think they're working on it allegedly. But yeah, so we had an offer, but
yeah,
could not make it work. But
no, that's cool. You guys gotta make it out there for sure, because the style and the band, and I know you guys must have feedback already from there, because right now, like again, the new energy from America is buzzing in Europe, and it's again, even with the internet, it would take a different it would take longer before. Now it seems like, since there's a lot of variety out of the new bands, now it's like, okay, keep it coming. Who else you got? Which is a good thing, because now the European audience, look at, I love America, but European audience is gonna stay with you forever. America, we're too spoiled. The minute the next flavor comes, we're ready to eat somewhere else. You know what I mean? Which is, again, we all want to, America, our hometowns to get the same love, but Europe has a real deep passion with this type of music. So, like, I know you guys are, and a little, I'll give you guys a little 411. Well, we got a tour coming up right now. It's Madball, Hazen Street, Drain, H2O. And when we were coming up with bands, I threw you guys in the mix. And then we ended up getting Drained and all that. But I was like, yo, which bands? I was like, yo, I threw you guys in and a couple other bands. So yeah. Because again, I see now a lot of the bands heading out there, making it out there, and you have to make it out there.
Yeah, we will. It's just a matter of when. And I think we're trying to be like a little strategic about it, and like okay, hit all the major states in the US, hit the coasts, and then Europe, hopefully.
Go to Europe. Listen, hold on. Let me speak right here real quick to my European people, because I have a little bit of a stroke in Europe. Europe, let's get them over there. Let me tell you, America ain't going nowhere. Get to Europe. You guys got to get there ASAP and start making noise out there. Because trust me, it's gonna. it'll even out the world for you guys, and you'll keep busy. You know, that's a good way to keep the music fresh and to keep cities fresh. You go out there, then you come back here, and then you go over there, and then you come back. You know how it goes.
True.
And yeah, anything else? Anything new? Anything else? People to look out for in the next weeks to come? Anything? Merch? Where can they get the merch?
Merch, Flatspot's website, or fucking come out to a show. That's where.
What's the next show? The next show, your next show booked, if you have one at the moment.
This Thursday in Massachusetts, I think. Yeah.
Listen, somewhere in America, if you fucking see Jive-Bomb, go see them.
Yeah. Period. It's somewhere.
Yeah, no, good shit. Listen, and it's funny because I'm actually in the middle of a move, and I was supposed to get you on the other day, and I lost a fucking power in my whole fucking internet, and I got a new service, and so far so good. So I'm glad it didn't fucking shit on me. But I'm glad that you were able to jump on here because I took a little break, but I wanted to come back, and I wanted to get the band because I really like the band, and I hope you guys keep fucking. Hopefully we get to play together. You know what I mean? Something.
Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And listen, keep doing what you guys doing. I'll let you know when this drops. And anytime you guys got any new music or anything, let me know, and I'll blast it on my side. You know.
Sounds good. I appreciate you.
You know, all right. Listen, everybody, go check them out. You know the deal. Around the Planet, Smokin Word. We in the building. Go check them out. Jive-Bomb. Fucking Be More, fucking Maryland, all that good shit. Go get the merch, see the show, and bring them to Europe and Brazil.
Yeah.
Boha, get them over there already. All right, listen, Kat, thanks for jumping on here, and I'll let you know when this drops, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
You have a good one, and we out, everybody. One.